Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Serin. 안녕하세요, 세린입니다. Today is the 1st of March and I honestly have no idea where January and February have gone just like that. Time flies really fast. I just finished my exams last week and I'm currently working on some term papers to finish and submit by the end of March. But I'm planning to finish all the term papers a lot earlier than that because I'm planning to visit my friends in Portugal on the 15th of March for a couple weeks, and I'm super excited about it because this is going to be my first time ever visiting Portugal, and I honestly have no idea if I'm ever going to like this country or not, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lot of fun and have such a great time with my friends, so I'm really elated about it. The reason why I'm taking this video today, as you guys know, I have been learning a few different languages for the past few years. I've been learning English, Spanish, German by myself, and I'm currently taking Indonesian class at school. And during my language learning process and this journey, I have learned, of course, a lot of drawbacks and downsides and upsides as well of all this tricks that I have used and strategies that I have taken in my language learning journey, but there are things that I will never ever give up on as well, and those are roughly 3. And today I just wanted to give you the 3 rules that I will never give up on my language learning process. These might be something that you already are aware of or you have already taken into your language learning process as well, but if you haven't used these rules before in your language learning, I highly would recommend these 3 rules, and let's just dive in. So the first rule is the everyday rule. Now, you don't have to sit in front of your desk for hours and hours and study for hours and hours. That's not what I mean by everyday. Everyday rule, and the key point of this rule is that you just do it every single day. It doesn't matter if you're studying for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You just set the time that you can commit to this language that you're learning and just do it every day. It doesn't really matter how long it takes or how short it takes. Even just really short, simple 5-minute practice on Duolingo every day, it's already a lot enough. Before, I used to study, let's say, English for 30 minutes or an hour 2 to 3 times a day, and it's not a bad idea, honestly, but what I have learned with that learning process is that I will lose my motivation quite easily, and once I lost my motivation, it was really not that easy for me to get the motivation back and start all over again. And I would also tend to forget some words and phrases that I have learned 2 to 3 days ago, and that was quite frustrating. But ever since I started this rule, which I study the language that I'm learning every day, and weekends are not exception, I would memorize more words, more phrases, and I'm always motivated because I learned it every day, and that also boosts up my confidence a lot as well because I learn it every day. The words that I learned today will probably be in my head again next day and the next day as well. It really is a good idea and rule to make your vocabulary skills really robust and fundamental, and I highly recommend this everyday rule. If you haven't done this before, just try it for a month at least and see how far you can achieve, and I guarantee you're going to see some achievements and progress at the end of it. Rule number 2, back and forth rule. Now, language learning process is just like other learning processes. What I mean by that is you are going to be in some days where you feel like you're improving so much. I'm remembering more words, my grammar is better, but at the same time, there are always days that you will feel like you're not getting any better at this language that you're learning and you're actually getting worse. I have been there, and I know for sure you are also experiencing exactly the same as well, because language learning is not just a process that is linear. It is never a linear process. On some days that you will see a lot of improvement, on some other days you will see some decrease in your skills in listening or speaking, in different aspects of language learning, but you will have those days. But that doesn't mean that you are not making a progress or you're not getting better. Just because you know how to drive a car, that doesn't mean that the possibility of you getting into a car accident is zero. And just because you know how to ride a bicycle, that doesn't mean that you will never fall from your bike when you're riding a bicycle. There are obviously chances and possibilities for sure. Language learning is exactly the same. Compared to my English right now, 6 years ago, I spoke a lot worse English. My English was not very good. And compared to that, now I obviously speak far better English, but that doesn't mean that I do not make any mistakes when I speak English. Of course I make mistakes, and that's very normal. It's such a normal thing to happen when you're learning languages, and you just have to accept it and embrace your mistakes. And mistakes, sometimes they're the ones are going to help you so much to improve your language skills, because if you don't make mistakes, you wouldn't even know what kind of weaknesses and strengths that you have in your language skills. So just know that language learning is a slow process, and it's never a linear process. There's going to be back and forth moments in your language learning journey, but that's okay, because that's super normal, okay? Rule number 3, your weakness is therefore your strength. I believe everyone has their own weaknesses and strengths in their language skills. For example, some people speak better than they read or understand. Some people maybe read better, some people maybe listen and comprehend better than they actually speak in the language. For me, listening and comprehension has always been the hardest part in terms of language learning. I would be able to speak quite confidently, but at the same time, I was not really understanding what I was hearing from the counterpart that I was speaking with. And it has been just the same with my Spanish, German, Indonesian, other languages too. And so that's why when I started learning English, I spent a lot more time on listening practice than reading or grammar or even speaking. There was one thing that I learned throughout this experience. I knew my weakness, which was my listening and comprehension skills. So I obviously spent a lot more time and invested a lot more energy and effort to listen and understand what other people say. That experience just didn't make my listening skill better, but at the end of the day, because I spent so much time listening to other people and learning new words and learning new idioms and vocabularies, I got to speak better, and my vocabulary got a lot more abundant, and my grammar eventually got also better as well. And that is the experience of myself, and I know for sure it can also happen to you. Once you're aware of your weakness, you can understand what kind of area and aspect of your language skill that you can put a lot more time and energy on. And that's exactly how your weakness is going to become your strength, just like I experienced. My weakness was listening, but now I can say that listening in English, I'm not talking about other languages, but specifically in English, I wouldn't say it's my weakness anymore, because I spent so much more time on it and I worked on it, and eventually I got better at listening, but that doesn't mean that I just got only better at it. It also helped myself to improve other areas and aspects of my English that I was already good enough. But because I knew my weakness, I just knew where I can put my time and energy on, and that eventually became my strength. So if you're learning a language, be aware of your weaknesses and strengths, and spend and invest a little bit more time on the weak parts of your language skill than the other parts that you're already good enough, and see how far you can also achieve as well. At some point after this experience of changing your weakness to your strength, your weakness will actually become your strength, just like I experienced. So yeah, that was today's video. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I know for sure there are obviously a lot more tips and rules that I would like to share with you when it comes to language learning, and I will 100% come back to my channel and share all those tips and strategies with you guys. But yeah, for today, I just wanted to share the 3 most important rules that I always apply when I learn different languages. And I really hope you have a good time, and I also hope you enjoyed my video, and I will definitely see you in the next video. It could be about language learning, it could be about my daily life here in Frankfurt. I don't know what video is going to be the next video, but I will 100% see you in the next video. Okay, have a great day and I will see you. Bye!